And the podcast will begin in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ladies and gentlemen, live at Paco's Place, Francis Arden.
Thanks for having me.
Are you kidding me? Inabot tayo ng an hour and 20 minutes. Thanks for your patience.
Of course, I'm happy to help.
And thanks for what you do, which is you're empowering women, you know, and you're actually bringing them into the forefront in a good way. Tell us all about how you started in the modeling business.
God, where do I begin?
Let's pinpoint. Was it a career path when you were a kid? You know what, I'm gonna be representing female models.
Not really.
Speak closer to the mic, Francis.
No, I never thought when I was yung bata ako, I would never.
Right.
If you asked me what you wanted to be,
So what did you want to be?
I wanted to be a farmer. You know.
Really? Where did you grow up?
I grew up. I was raised in the States, sa Pasadena, but I was born in Manila.
Right.
Actually, Caloocan City.
Okay.
And when I was a kid, I do remember going to the province.
Yes.
A lot of my family are from Bulacan and Nueva Ecija.
Yeah. Oh, my God.
Those were my favorite
Memories,
childhood memories. Pupunta ka sa bukid, you know.
Yeah.
Mga,
Yes.
all these trees.
Oh my God.
Fishing.
We did that too dahil yung kamag-anak namin may palaisdaan sa, I think it was in Pangasinan. And the Holy Week, people would go to Baguio. Kami naman, we would just stay there sa may Urdaneta. And like what you said, fishing, tilapia, and then talbos ng kamote. Oh!
Yeah. Kamote and kahoy.
Yes.
My cousin and I would dig.
Yeah. Yeah.
Those were my favorite memories. But yeah, I always thought that I was going to be a farmer or, at least be involved in agriculture to some degree. And then, high school, my grandparents wanted me to become either get into accounting or the medical field.
Well, that was here already when you were here.
That was here already. I actually took 2 years I took classes for 2 years in college, but I dropped out because I felt like I was just wasting time. Like, this is not my career path.
Okay, wait. That's a good point, no? Because I keep telling my kids, try to acquire and do things that you want to do, tolerate the things that you have to do, and get rid of the things that you really don't want to do.
Right.
So this is good.
Those are great advice.
Di ba? So 2 years into college, biglang all of a sudden, wait a minute, did you say waste of time or did you say?
I wouldn't say it was a waste of time, but don't ask me what my grades were for those classes, like economics and, I just did not do well in those classes. The one class that I did really well in was English, because then you could be a little bit more creative with that, and pottery. I kept taking ceramic classes sa PCC.
So arts talaga, no? Creative arts.
I was really creative. Those were the classes that I excelled in. Art history, those were the things, the classes na talagang I always paid attention. I always showed up.
Right. So PCC, people who go to PCC are very mga ano sila eh, free ang utak ng mga tao sa PCC.
Yeah.
Fashion wise also.
Yeah, correct.
Right? So did you have a keen eye at PCC o wala pa?
Wala pa.
Talaga.
Yeah, I was still trying to figure it out. And I actually, my mother was working for post-production TV Hollywood, doing accounting. So they, she knew that I wasn't happy with my classes. Didn't really want to keep taking classes. So she said, we have an opening. One of my coworkers is on maternity, so we need help sa accounting. Sabi ko, how much? $15 an hour. I mean, I was 20 years old.
Right.
I said, I'll do it.
For someone who did not like economics,
Yeah, I'm like, I'll do it. So I went in there and ended up getting hired full time as an accounting clerk. At that point, I'm like, it kind of opened up my eyes to possibilities because I saw creatives there. The editors. I
Yes.
saw a lot of the producers were there. Helping edit the TV shows.
So wait, this is good because basically what I'm getting at is, regardless of what foot went where, as long as it's in the door,
It's correct. It was in the right, at least it was in the
Right direction.
Yeah, the right direction.
diba? Kahit dito, kahit let's call Francis from accounting.
Yeah.
Parang ganun.
Yeah.
Parang Bob from accounting. Okay, this is Francis from accounting. Pero guess what? I'm in a post-production company in Hollywood. So that's my in.
My end, yeah.
Uh-huh.
And that was actually how I got in with my first job at a modeling agency. I didn't go in as a receptionist or an intern. I went through the back door through
Correct.
accounting.
Yes.
I got an accounting job at LA Models.
Oh,
One of the top
Yeah.
agencies in the United States. I mean, in Los Angeles, in the country.
still, you weren't into recruiting models. You were still finding your way at this time.
Nangangapa lang ako.
Yeah.
Sabi ko, like, what do I want to do? I mean, sa post production, they offered me to train me to become a visual,
Yeah.
visual effects or an editor. Sabi nila, which because they're always wanting to hire,
And they're very encouraging, diba?
from
Yeah.
within. They
Yeah.
really wanna, they wanna bring everybody up.
Yes.
Let's just train, people that are already here that
Right.
understand. After 6 years working at post production, I said I'm in the wrong spot. I mean, I'm in kind of the right direction, pero this is not where I want to be.
But then again, you were building authority in the accounting department, right?
Correct. Yeah. I mean, I understand that
Yeah.
part of the business, which really helps me in
Ang galing, no?
in modeling.
Okay, so you went to LA Models. Then what?
After after a few weeks, kind of just watching everyone do their thing, that's when I realized I'm going to become an agent. This is where I want to be, So at that point, that's when I made the decision, and I just asked questions, and I mean it's pretty cutthroat. They didn't make it easy for me to step out of my accounting position role, to get on a booking table. I mean, they vet. You have to have the right the eyes, and you have to have the right personality.
Also, do they vet for? They want to know what your motives are.
Correct.
Also, diba?
Correct. Yeah.
Because I mean, it's a very tempting industry, and everything can go wrong, can go south easily, and ruin not only your reputation of the company,
Agency. Yeah.
agency, lawsuits here and there, and all that
Correct.
stuff. Wow.
So after 8 months, I landed.
Speak closer to the mic because
Yeah.
very interesting
Yeah.
to it. I mean,
After 8 months, I landed my job at the booking table as a junior booker.
tell me, when you say cutthroat, junior booker, so may senior, anong role ng senior?
They're basically they're the ones recruiting all of the mga modelo.
So you're doing follow-ups.
I do follow-ups. I do a little bit of training. I do digitals. I send out castings.
Yes.
I make sure that they get to their fitting.
Logistics, everything.
Logistics,
yeah.
all the logistics before they give me my first client to actually book. So you have to just watch. All the yung mga pasikot-sikot.
Yeah.
All the little
Which is
little-
good training because
little details.
now you're getting to talk to vendors, to casting directors, because you're the one na inutusan. Oh, call this, make sure that blah 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 is coming
Tama.
to.
Yeah, it was. I mean, and at that time, di ba wala pang you don't
Yeah.
you don't do text
Yes.
message. Everything's through phone call.
Yeah, which is good, I think.
Phone call and email. But
Yes.
mainly phone call. I mean, nowadays, I think I get on the phone maybe like 5 times in one day. Usually my cell phone. It's usually text messages and a lot of email.
What were frustrating times during your tenure as a junior booker?
Let's see. I mean, wala naman eh. I think I was a sponge, basically. I was just a sponge. I was just taking it all in. I was just happy to be where I was, working for LA Models.
Yeah.
Um, there were no Filipinos, not a lot of Asians
Yes.
in the industry,
Yes.
in fashion at that time. So I felt very fortunate to be able to do what I do. Go to the shows, to meet these actors, celebrities, models, to be working with these brands like Gucci and Armani. Nordstrom's were, those were big shows back then for, what I mean, for us. Macy's Passport, that was the big show. We had the majority of the models. I think 80% of the models for Macy's Passport were from LA Models at the time. So
Now, with regard to talent fees and rates, you had nothing to do with that part.
up to, I mean, when I finally started booking,
For you be a senior booker.
senior booker, yeah, I was, even as a junior booker, they started giving me smaller clients to handle. So that's when I started negotiating the rates for the models. So, and it's pretty standard because I booked mainly runway, so informal modeling runway shows, and there are actually tons of runway shows at LA. People always thought that LA is just it's commercial, a lot of photo shoots, but there's some runway shows here, and LA Models, they're known for that.
Right. Before 90s, during the 90s and prior to that, there was a stereotype of what a model was. Eh?
Tama. Yeah.
Now it's getting better. More opportunities for everybody. Plus sizes, different
So
colors.
diverse.
Very
So
diverse.
yeah.
Actually, androgynous people. Ang dami. My question is, when did you discover you had an eye for this?
God, in high school, I always looked at fashion magazines. I've always just gone through GQ and Vogue. I had a classmate that was really into Linda Evangelista.
Yeah.
She had her folder. She had a huge photo of Linda, and I was just mesmerized by Linda. I was like, wow.
So yours was Linda, mine was Claudia Schiffer,
Yeah.
The Body, Elle Macpherson,
Yeah.
and of course Cindy Crawford. Yan yung tatlo eh.
Yeah.
Pero sa kanilang tatlo, I was really enamored by The Body, by Elle. Yan ang nickname niya, The Body.
Yeah.
Like pati yung tindig niya and all that stuff. And then later on, naging Alessandra Ambrosio. Ngayon, alam mo ng Victoria's Secret catalog na tinitingnan ko. Once they ask, who's your favorite model? Alessandra Ambrosio. Alang iya ka, Victoria's Secret catalog yung tinitingnan. But yeah, I mean, so Linda Evangelista, let's go back to her. No? So you had her as a template.
And Naomi Campbell.
Best.
Naomi Campbell and Linda, those were my two favorites.
Didn't Naomi Campbell date Adam Clayton of U2? Are you familiar?
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
did, no?
Yeah.
They dated. Okay.
Yeah, no, that whole era of the supermodels.
Supermodels.
That was a different time,
Let's talk about that because the experience mo yun eh.
I was in high school.
Right. But then
I was in
again,
high school,
you
but-
saw later on when you were in accounting,
Yeah.
you saw parang, oh my God.
I'm in it and watching these people, these creatives, that's making all of this happen.
Who made supermodels? Was it the talent agency? Was it the media? Was it the production houses? Who created supermodels?
God, I think it was just a kind of a combination of It was a combination of the timing, I mean.
Ngayon wala nang
Wala
supermodel.
na, do you remember
IG model na ngayon.
George Michael's Freedom video?
Yes. Lahat. Oh my.
They all, you know what I mean? I mean, those, Wala nang ganun eh.
Wala.
Wala nang ganun. You know, it's like they were all models. They were, I mean, I think that's also what put George Michael
On the map.
on the map.
Yeah.
You know, because how do you say?
He just went with the trend at that time. He exploited that whole.
yeah.
Well, not really exploited.
It was a
He-
good marriage.
It was a amalgamation of two different genres,
Genres, yeah.
modeling and music.
music. Yeah, they came together and it did really well
And
together.
not only, kasi normally, di ba, pag rockstar ka, model ang ano mo eh.
Yeah.
But with George Michael, parang let's get that stigma out. Basta I'm a musician, you're a model, let's all hang out in one music video and make it a love fest of whatever sort it was.
Yeah, it was just creativity everywhere.
Right.
You know, it's visual. It was audio. You know, it's all of it. You know, it was.
So now, nung pumasok ka, did you ever think of, you know what, I'm bringing back the supermodel status? Or did that ever occur to you? No.
Yeah, I mean, not really.
No.
No. I wanted to. You know, I was watching. I wasn't doing a lot of the scouting. You know, I was helping with development. I was teaching, you know, models how to walk.
Wait, did you have to walk like them in order to teach them how to walk?
Not really.
Okay.
People always ask me that. So do you have to wear heels?
Exactly right.
I'm like, you don't have to wear heels to teach them how to walk. I mean, you can
Pero,
literally.
okay, now, let's talk about, sorry, I'm jumping, but baka makalimutan ko eh. Let's talk about the walk. What's the rudiment? What's the basic rudiment of that walk?
I mean, for girls especially, I mean, it's just to learn how to balance yourself on, you know, it's heels.
Okay.
But it's about your presence. It's about your.
Yun nga eh. Saan nanggagaling yung mojo ng presence? Sa bawat stride. Kasi, let's say, I'm holding the waist, right? Pag naglalakad siya, gumaganon yung ano eh. Yung puwet niya eh, di ba?
Yeah.
Gumaganon. Is it on purpose na gumaganon? And then pag magpipivot, talaga pelvic na biglang gaganon. And then,
I mean, we're all built differently.
Right.
I think people always think that it's so technical, but it's really not. You know, it's about the attitude
of your walk.
of your walk. You know, it's really how you deliver. I mean, there's variation back in the 90s. You know, di ba parang yung horse
Yes,
walk.
yes.
And then when in the early 2000s when I started, wala na yun eh. You know, you basically just walk.
Francis, put the mic closer.
Yeah, you walk.
Hold the mic para at
Yeah,
least.
you walk very fiercely.
Yes.
Talagang
Yes,
yung
yes.
attitude at yung bigay ka.
Talagang
attitude,
presence talagang.
presence, yeah.
I'm here.
I'm here. You know, you command
Yes,
the
yes.
presence when you walk that runway. That was the main thing.
So you would tell them more of context-based or subtext-based. That this is what's inside of you. Bring it out.
Bring it out and practice. There's a mirror. You know, so LA models used to be a bank. Yeah, so we have the actual vault is we have mirrors on every corner. So that's where we would practice the walk. So I would have the girls just go back and forth. So, but yeah, I mean, I think after a while, they just get it.
Right.
You know, I mean, because you're teaching 14, 15-year-old girls. A lot of them would have to borrow their, they don't own heels. So a lot of times we would have to tell them, borrow your mom's heels. You know, when you're doing laundry or doing your homework, doing chores around the house, put on your heels.
Paano sila nagkakasungay? How do these kids develop a bad attitude? And whose fault is it? Is it your fault as the agent? Is it the agency's fault as a whole? Is it the environment of where they are, or is it them themselves?
I think nasa tao yun eh.
Okay.
You know, it really depends on who, I mean, you can't teach that stuff, I mean,
But do you tell them to avoid those stuff?
most definitely. You know, sinasabi ko sa kanila, you never know who you're going to be working with. You know, you're this person at the corner at this photo shoot might be quiet and he might seem like he's just an assistant. He might actually be the creative director. You know, I mean, and our business is really small. So
Yes.
I always tell that to this day, you always say thank you, excuse me.
To anybody.
To anybody, pleasant. You know, you never want to be that person that nobody wants to work with because
Right.
you have a reputation of being nasty on set. You know, especially dito sa LA. You know, I mean, it's our main business sa LA is e-commerce.
Yeah.
Which means they shoot every day.
Yes.
You know, year round. That means they have to basically spend a full day with you
Right.
every day. If you're not a very pleasant person, why would I want to spend time with you? You know, kahit napakaganda mo, you know, I'll find somebody else na kasing ganda mo.
Pero maganda yung ugali.
Maganda ugali.
Correct.
Diba? So that's what I always tell my models. I'm like, you have to be grateful, you know, and always be pleasant and nice.
How many models in your stable right now?
Sa amin ngayon, we have kind of a small board. We fluctuate between 60 to 70 in town.
Right.
In LA, and the majority of those girls talagang dito nakatira. And then we bring in about 10 models at
From
any
out
given
of
time.
state or out of country?
From Europe, from
yeah.
Asia, from Latin America. But we're considered one of the smaller boutique agencies because this is industry models now. We have 5 bookers, which is a really good model agent ratio. You know, so I'm basically taking care of about 12 models.
Right.
So, which is great. You know, I prefer it that way.
Now, you're taking care of female models.
Correct.
Bakit hindi male?
The agency is just, we've always just.
But would you have any problem taking care of male models? Because I have 2 right behind the camera that are just waiting for you to give them an offer. There's Michael Abad and JJ Buen Camino. Aspiring. Isa nung pinatanggal ko sa nila yon sa job description nakalagay artist relations / aspiring model Mike later na yung
modeling.
Si JJ a producer / aspiring model. JJ mamaya na yung aspiring model. Good to say. Okay. Ano lang you're trying to manifest it. Yeah. Okay. So no male models yet.
No, but I've repped male models.
What's the difference?
Females make a lot more money.
Bakit nga? In any industry, bakit? Di ba?
There are just more brands. You know, there's more demand for them. Kung ililista mo yung mga brands ng clothing brands, the women list is like really
right,
very, very long. Sa mga lalaki, it's like maybe half.
Is there any reason why?
Guys, I guess that's a stereotype that guys don't really like to shop. You know, they're really not into fashion as much as women. But I don't think that's true. You know, because that whole. Do they still use that Metro?
Yeah,
Male, yeah, for guys being Metro, yeah.
May tea tree oil nga ako rito.
See?
Essential oil, people. See? It doesn't get any better than this. Pero mukha akong barumbado. But I put my lotion on. So yeah. But meron pa rin. I think Metro's still there. However, you're right with regard to the plethora of different brands ready to consume female models.
Yeah. And you have to also think that, when they need female models, not just for clothing, but also for cosmetics.
Oh.
Cosmetics, swimwear, athleisure, you know what I mean? It's like there's Athleta, Lululemon, and there's Beyond Yoga. You have, the list just goes on. Just in athleisure alone.
Right.
The
athleisure. Wow, tagal ko na di narinig yun. Now, yung mga trans, di ba? That's a new market.
Right.
Di ba na pwede yun?
It's a market that's finally starting to develop.
Okay.
Yeah.
But we're not there yet.
We're pushing. We're really, really pushing. Again, with everyone, there's more opportunities for everyone.
Right.
Curve, trans.
Yeah.
The petite models. What do they call the
plus size?
Yung mas lalaki naman. It's husky.
Husky
Husky
voice.
more, yeah.
Anyway, guys, Francis will be back. A word from our sponsor,
Yeah.
and then we'll be back after this with Francis Arden. And we're back with Francis Arden. Ang ganda ng kwentuhan natin. And this is very eye-opening because there are a lot of kids who aspire to be models. They think it's all glamorous because ang nakikita lang nila is the shiny object.
Right.
But it's a very rigorous process. A lot of heartaches and heartbreaks, right? What else is there? A lot of rejection.
A lot of rejection. Yeah, it takes a certain type of person to be able to get into modeling. I mean, you have to be mentally prepared.
Let's talk about being mentally prepared. What does that mean?
You're basically, you're a lot of times you'll see these models that come from small towns where they're one of the most beautiful people, men or women in the small town. Everyone's just
big fish in a pond.
Yeah,
Parang
exactly.
ganon.
And then they come to Los Angeles or New York City. It's so competitive. Like talagang naglalabanan dito eh.
Right.
And then all of a sudden you don't feel so special anymore. I mean, but you have to put in the work.
Yeah.
You have to be mentally prepared to go to these castings. And
Now it's your job to encourage to lift them up, di ba?
Yeah, correct.
So what's the pep talk like?
I mean, it's just for me, it's you just have to go in there with the attitude. They're looking for something specific. I might have it. I might not. But the best thing
I might have it. I might have it.
I might have it, but if a casting director is looking for someone with, who's Latina or Asian, so let's just talk about Asian. They're right now with the rise of stop Asian hate.
Yes.
There's a lot of brands that are now really pushing for Asian models. So when the casting director is looking for Asian, they'll call for Asian models. What specific type of Asian model are they're looking for? Or is it Central Asian, Southeast Asian, South Asian?
Oh my God, you go specific.
Yeah, it's so specific, and then it's like, okay, maybe we should try to find someone in Southeast Asia, Vietnamese, Indonesian. What type of
Let's talk about that. When someone in the office goes, maybe we should find someone who fits the type of a Vietnamese woman who goes on to scout for that. Meron ba kayong sister agency in Vietnam or in Southeast Asia?
I mean, we don't really, for us, we just if it's a if it's a good looking model and we have a place for them in the agency, we bring them in.
Okay.
It's not we don't really say we're going to scout for Asian models this year. I mean, we're always open to if someone's outstanding, why not sign them?
Yes.
Regardless if you have another one that's also Asian.
Now signing them.
Yeah.
Do you just simply sign, or is there a signing bonus? Is there a retainer? Like, how does that work?
Well, there's for scouts, they're usually on salary, or if they work for the agency, so they're part of the staff.
No commission.
No commission, yeah. But there's a lot of mother agencies. So Mama Hides is a mother agent. So we're trying to I rep one of her girls, Anissa, who is signed with Mercator. So Mercator is Jonas Gofford's agency. They changed it to Empire, I believe. That's the name, but Mama Heights is the
mother agency for that.
Yeah,
she's the umbrella.
She's the U.S. arm.
Yes.
Of Empire models.
So in other words, those from Empire, they have more of like a backdoor channel going to international,
yeah,
via Mama Heights
agency. They can be placed in the U.S., in Europe, other Asian countries.
Correct.
So, yeah, if you know, that's so. Mother agencies, we get models from mother agencies from all over the world, and locally. You know, so I mean, because it doesn't make any sense for you. I mean, it's a lot of work to try to
find
to
vet
every corner of this country.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, there's not enough manpower to do that. So, you know, small little town in Arkansas, you know, if there's a scout, if there's a mother agency that's based in that area, they'll discover, they'll develop. Kami naman, we'll go to them and say like, hey, we'd love to see who you have, you know. So they represent most of the talent.
Ang
It's
galing,
in that neighborhood,
no?
in
Ang
that,
galing
in that
because
area.
because you guys have the portfolio and the opportunities. They have the new crop. Okay, so that's how it works pala.
Yeah, that's how it works for us, you know, and it makes it it makes it easier, especially because of the pandemic. Cause
Yes.
you can't really scout now.
Yes.
You know, because we do have the scouts that go to different parts
Right.
of the
And
country.
the maganda, like going back to Mama Hides, because you have a relationship, she has a reputation, and so kumbaga para pag di-recommend niya yun, you know that's half the battle won already.
Right.
It's just a matter of, is there a demand, is there a fit, and all that stuff. But alam mong quality na kagad yun, something like that.
Tama. Yeah. I mean, I work with Mom Heights a lot because I really want to help, you know, the Filipinos
Right.
from around the world, you know, just to break through the mainstream fashion. So yeah, I mean, that's, you know, Mama Heights is one of hundreds and thousands of mother agencies around the world. You know, I mean, I work with mother agencies in Russia.
Are they called Mother Russia? No, just kidding. Mother Russia. Okay. So mother agencies all around the world, different types of looks. Now, when they're here, the models, do they get an allowance from you guys once they're signed?
For my agency, no.
No.
I mean, but we, you know, we do have the models apartment, so they
Okay.
stay there. You know, so we advance the rent for them.
The reason why I'm asking is because, again, we're going back to, they think it's glamorous, they think it's all milk and honey. Pero maganda yung sinabi mo, advancing. It's like sa amin sa record industry, when they give us an advance royalty, that's not a talent fee. That's money that we will have to make up for para lang alam nila what that means.
Correct.
Can you elaborate on that?
Yeah. So, you know, I mean, getting started it's not cheap.
Right.
And especially if you're moving from a smaller town to
The big city.
a big
diba?
city, which is more expensive.
Cost of living.
So
all
much
that's-
more. You know, I mean, try to pay, you know, I mean, try to find an apartment for one, you know, a studio in Los Angeles.
Yeah, oh my God.
Nothing from 15, you know, nothing
15 pataas.
that's 2 mortgages in some states.
Yes, I agree.
You know, so they can't afford that. So, you know, we bring them here, and we prefer that they've got a little bit of experience, so that when they land here, you know, I mean, obviously it's fine tuning,
Right.
and our goal is to really try to get them working right away, so that they're not in debt, you know, and
Because they could easily get in debt.
easily, and you know, I can say that we really pride ourselves with this particular agency that, you know, we don't really have that problem.
Nice.
We're constantly watching, you know, what their finances are, because we don't want that, you know.
Of course.
We want them to make money, you know.
Of course.
And if it's a model, if a model is just not making money, no matter how hard we try, so maybe it's time for you to go home, you know.
You're the guy that breaks the news also, di ba?
Yes. Yes.
How is that broken?
I mean, they
Role play.
Yeah.
Tell it to me.
Yeah, I mean, if you
So
know,
I'm the model.
yeah.
Okay,
I would basically just tell you, you know, you're
tell me. Don't describe it. Tell me,
yeah, you're not, you know, we absolutely,
Francis. I mean, when's my next booking? I mean, it's been 2 weeks.
Paco, you know that we absolutely care about you. We brought you here
Yeah.
from your town.
Yes, yes.
We believe in you,
thanks,
and,
thanks.
and we've been sending you to all of these test shoots.
I know.
And we
Uber's expensive, huh?
very expensive.
Yeah.
I mean, all we can do is really try to get you in the door.
Yes.
And it's your job to book the job.
But I've been doing my job, Francis.
Well, you're not booking you're not getting confirmed for the jobs. I mean, my job is to get your foot in the door.
Yeah.
Your job is to book the job. I mean, but you've gone to
A lot.
150
Yes,
castings in the last 2 months. Those are just the castings that you've been into. But these are all of the jobs that you've been submitted for. There are over 800 of them. You got called in for 150 of them. Your debt is now. You've been here for 2 months. We paid for. We advanced your flight.
Yeah.
Your
apartment.
Your apartment. You're now $5,000 in debt. So I think maybe we need to step back a little bit. I mean, just.
Are you going to put me in a smaller apartment? Is that what you're trying to tell me right now? What are we talking about?
I think it's maybe time for you to go home for a little bit until we figure out, what the best situation is. I mean, maybe you can try to do some more test shoots back home. With local photographers there to really pad your book.
Are you firing me?
I'm not firing you. I'm just saying
It's so hard.
It's hard.
Diba?
It's really, really
I could
hard.
feel the pain.
But you have to figure out what's the best thing, because maybe the model is just missing.
Right. The mark.
Maybe it's just a training thing.
Yeah.
It's a bit of tweaking.
And it's frustrating for you also, because if you're booked for 150 casting calls, you're definitely, you as the booker, you're shotgun pitching that to more than 150.
For 150 castings, that's probably 1,000.
Yeah, 5:1 para mga ganun.
Yeah,
diba?
that's there's a lot of projects that I've been submitting you for.
Oh, nga, no?
Yeah, so it's hard, and sometimes the model just needs to go to a different market.
Right.
They just need to go to a different market to be developed. I mean, Los Angeles is not a place for development.
Kailangan dito.
Dito, you make money here. If you want to elevate, you go to New York, you go to London, you go to other countries. I mean, other markets where there's a lot of editorial. So even Mexico City, I think, has more editorial.
You know what? Ang ganda na sinabi mo. This is not a place to develop because people think na, and buti na lang sa Pilipinas ngayon, no? Networks are really developing their talents. Nung panahon namin, and I tried the movies and all that stuff. Before it was like, let's talk Richard Gomez na lang. Si Richard Gomez na lang. Na-scout si Richard Gomez working at McDonald's.
Yeah. I remember. I was a kid.
Right?
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, commercial model ka na.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, artista ka na. And you get better as you go along. But that's the Philippines. That's not gonna happen in Los Angeles. So Los Angeles, if you're going to Hollywood, even, and correct me if I'm wrong, even the extra na may 1-2 seconds na exposure, that person can dance, sing, is ready for the opportunity when that opportunity is presented to him or her. Tama ba?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, they just have to have something. I mean, you've got to be prepared. You can't just. Because a lot of the models that come to us, they go from they come from other markets and they come here and they decide here, I'm going to become an actor. I said, well, I tell them, what that involves. That means training, and if you're gonna try to become an actor, it's not gonna happen overnight. That's a lot of. I mean, even Leonardo DiCaprio, before when he's booked for a new film, he'll go through training still. Like
we had Clifford Banigalle.
Yeah.
Here.
Yeah.
And Cliff was like telling me, while my friends were partying, I was school, rehearsing, school, memorizing for a read, school, and that was his whole process. Oh. And I'm like, how about what happened to the party stuff? And he's like, Paco, you can't, because you have to save your voice. You have to make sure you look fresh. I mean, people think it's all party glam and all that stuff. And so when Cliff landed a Hollywood gig, that was like something that he really deserved, and all that. Hard work pays off.
Hard work, yeah.
And discipline. Do you teach that also to the models?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. You know, I mean, it's so hard to, it's so easy for models, because they're early 20s,
Yeah, oh my God.
late teens.
Mainit pa sila.
They come out here and then, you know, yung mga club promoters,
Yeah.
you know, it's like, come out with us. And I see it all the time, you know, it's they kind of just get into that.
So you're like big brother. You're like advising them. But of course, andyan yung mga matitigas ang ulo eh.
Yeah, I mean, they'll do what they want to do.
Yeah.
You know, they'll do what they want to do, but all you got to do is basically, all you can do is really to give them advice. Because at the end of the day, you know, I mean, it'll show.
Right.
You know, if they're late for their castings, they go to the castings, they look like they haven't slept for 3 days. You know, alam mo naman eh.
Yeah.
And if a model's not booking, because they're not, you know, they're not presenting themselves
In their
the
best
light,
best way, yeah.
the best light, because they've been, you know, partying, they're not going to book.
Oh, ito. Ito magandang tanong to. Model, ang booking rate niya nasa 85%. Is that high? Pag 85% ang booking rate mo.
Our booking rate?
No, for let's say the model, 'di ba si Tatiana kunyari.
Yeah.
Sa lahat ng pinapunta mo sa kanya, ang rate niya, ang talagang closing rate niya is 80%. Is that high? If she goes to 10 casting calls,
yeah,
and she gets 8 out of 10.
That's really good.
That's really good,
that's
right?
Really good, yeah.
Would you consider her one of your nuggets or diamonds?
Yeah, absolutely. To be booking that much.
So there's Tatiana doing that, and she's under one of your 12. Everything's going great. Bigla nagka-boyfriend. And that's probably something you've encountered already, di ba?
All the time. All the time.
Okay, when we come back, mag-uusapan natin. I like that. And we're back with Francis. That was a short break, but sagutin natin yung tanong na yan. So ito na nga, di ba? Closing average nitong si Tatiana, 8 out of 10. So alam mo na, I'll send Tatiana over, and ikaw alam mo na, okay, close natin to. So you can talk to your colleagues and say, yeah, this is in the bag, blah, 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 and all that stuff. Biglang eto na ngayon. Nag-boyfriend. Yung binoyfriend, musician, na wala pang record deal. Na nagsastart pa lang sa industry. Ito, A-lister mo na itong si Tatiana. What's the conversation like? Kasi alam mo na kung sino bad news, kung sino hindi.
Yeah. Is this a trap? This is a loaded question. Next.
Parang ano lang yun eh, parang Third Eye Blind at saka Charlize Theron. Okay.
Yeah.
Stefan Perkins ba? Ano ba?
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing you can do, you know. I mean, when it's like,
pero are you already,
they're gonna date whoever they want to date.
Right, but when you say there's nothing you can do, when you're looking at your book of business, or when pag tinitingnan, like remember you were Francis from accounting, di ba? So alam mo na kagad at the back of your head, parang shoot, bad news to. Medyo babaksak ang revenue natin dito. May potential na bumagsak ang revenue natin dito because I can't go to that casting call because my boyfriend, he's auditioning for.
Right.
There's a, ano tawag dati sa pag may manonood sa banda, pag nandun yung mga A&R? Showcase.
Yeah.
My boyfriend has a showcase at this lockout.
Yeah, I've experienced that too, especially here in LA, diba?
Diba?
It's like,
what can you say, right?
I mean,
but how does it frustrate you, and how do you deal with it?
There's not much you can do, you know. You really just have to. You hope and pray na
maghiwalay sila.
No. you hope and pray that, I mean, you tell them to really still, to take care of themselves. This is your career.
Right.
This is your career. This is your, I mean, and it's short lived. This is not forever.
But I love him.
Good. So you have to make more money so you can actually support him. Diba?
Lumabas yung totoo.
Make lots of money.
So you've encountered those type of
Syempre.
girls na rin, no?
Yeah. I mean, you name it, from that kind of situation, or
Substance
someone,
abuse, meron na rin.
it's like someone who's, dating someone who is an actor, an established actor. Or
How's that naman? Is that a net positive pag may ka-date siyang high profile na celebrity?
we never discuss it. You never use that as you never use that. I mean, this to get them booked.
Yeah.
I mean, Matthew McConaughey's baby mama, or they're married now.
They're married na.
Yeah. I repped her.
They were dating when
They were dating, yeah.
Okay.
And so when they finally, they couldn't hold back that she was pregnant anymore.
Yeah.
She didn't tell us. She didn't really tell us. I mean, yeah. And so the day that it happened, she's like, you guys are going to be getting a lot of calls. I mean, I didn't know. I think maybe my boss knew, and kept it from me. But you keep it hush hush, But then to a certain point, it's gonna come out. So she gave us a heads up. Sabi niya, it's like, you guys are gonna get a lot of phone calls today, so just a heads up. So please don't say anything. Because, well, I have nothing to say because I don't know anything about it. Yeah. So, So it's, I mean, they date club promoters, they date chefs, they date musicians, other models. I mean, you just have to hope and, pray that your advice will be taken seriously.
Ang hirap, no? Like, I've dated models and beauty pageant candidates in the past. Went out with 2 officially, and crazy stuff. Akala ko crazy na yung mundo ko. Because as a touring musician, you're always out, right?
Yeah.
But when you're dating a model or a beauty pageant contestant, minsan mas madali ka date yung model because may career na yun eh. Yung beauty pageant contestant, talagang she has to focus on getting the crown eh, di ba? So you become more of like sidelined and all that stuff.
Right.
Tapos sa Philippines, ang kalaban mo rin mga politicians. And oh my God, doon ko nakita yung dirty world ng andun yung mga politicians and hindi mo na alam kung yung mga ibang model, unfortunately, alam nilang hindi sila aabot sa finals or sa semi. Eh makikita mo magiging girlfriend na sila ng mga politicians,
yeah.
and all that stuff. Is that a common thing here?
To a different degree, I think. I mean, not politics. Mga business, diba?
Yeah.
Business owners, business. I mean,
of course.
Yeah.
So, kumbaga parang, mukhang my modeling career is going to be short-lived. Ito, ibabahay na ako nito. Dito na lang ako.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah. I mean, halo-halo naman yun eh. You have models na talagang they're so focused. I mean, let's take this as far as we can take it. And then actually step into acting.
Right.
They become their own brand.
Do you represent them kahit maging artista na sila? Different na
Different na.
Handover na yun.
Handover, yeah. I mean, I had a model na she's actually with she's the new L'Oreal girl. But she was up for a pretty big role.
Okay.
And I was the one that was trying to book it. So I got her, a meeting with, my gosh, Shonda Rhimes.
Oh, yeah. Galing na writer yun.
For what's the name of that show that's really popular now?
She got away with murder.
No.
Yung kay Yung
Set in Europe. I get, I'm blanking out.
can we Shonda Rhimes, can we check what
The
she's
new one. Yeah.
Ano yung kay ano? Ano yung nag-fix sining
It's the latest one. Anyway,
Grey's Anatomy, Private Practice,
the latest
How to
one.
Get Away with Murder,
No.
Batch, Station 19, Off the Map.
Sean, ang galing na writer.
Yeah,
No?
yeah,
My
but-
God.
My point is that I'm not equipped to
Yeah.
to book for television, so I try to help her. I got her a manager
Ah,
for theatrical. Yeah. Yes.
what is it?
Bridgerton. My God, I binge watched that. It was my
Is it good?
It's really good.
Okay, I'm gonna watch that. At
Yeah.
least may bago na naman. Gusto ko panoorin yung yung Billions. Ha? Have you guys seen that? Yung fictional character na si Bobby Axelrod. Oh, nakakatawa. Okay.
Yeah.
Bridget. Okay.
Bridgerton. But that's what my job is. As I'm not really. I'm an agent, but I feel like I'm more of a manager, really. But I know that I can't really. That's not my wheelhouse. It's television
Maybe,
or
okay, you're saying it's not your wheelhouse. That's fine. But ang ganda na sinabi mo, kasi I was going to ask you the next question. You've been booking for so long. And Simon, I'm the booking agent, but I'm practically the manager. So when are you going to be the manager? Talaga, like role na managerial, like
that's a completely. I mean,
talaga.
yeah. I mean, I think about it.
Okay.
I do think about it. But that's a few years from now. If I want to stay in this industry.
Wait, have you ever thought about leaving the industry?
I'm talking about it's a booking.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, so I've been doing this for 18 years. I'm 47 years old. I'm like, do I stay till about 55 or do I retire doing this? I mean, I love it, but I'm also creative. So, but managing that's one thing that I've thought about before.
Galing, no?
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, for the most part, I enjoyed what I do as a booker.
You know what's magaling pa with what you're doing? You're giving opportunities to a lot of people. And not only that, it did not come easy to you as well. Being a booking agent did not come.
No, not really. I mean,
Is that what keeps you grounded? Yung fact na, you know what? My mom helped me out, gave me an opportunity. I cherished that, developed it. Kasi ang una mong dinevelop talaga was yourself eh.
yeah.
Now that I'm thinking about it, looking back in hindsight, oh my God, you were handed an opportunity, hindi mo pinabayaan, and then you just develop that into you to who you are now, and that's all you.
Yeah, no, it was a lot of trial and error. I mean, I tried to see if I should be in front of the camera, not behind, and I did that for a little bit, but
Why'd you stop?
it wasn't for me. I mean, every time I would go to auditions, I would forget my lines all the time. What made me realize that it wasn't for me is when I don't know, bigyan ako ng audition to speak Tagalog. So I said, I've got this. I speak Tagalog at home. I got it. I finally got to the audition. Para ba ako nauutal? I
Right.
could not remember my lines. And I tried to read it. And I don't know what happened to me. I couldn't do it.
Kumbaga, doing what you're doing now, you can do it with your eyes closed.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I could book jobs. I could book, campaigns with my eyes closed.
Pero ang maganda sa'yo is you're willing to take risks. You're willing to try. And then you are willing to actually admit defeat and walk away if it's not for you.
Yeah.
Is that correct?
At the time I didn't obviously think that, but yeah, now, looking back,
Diba? Parang
yeah, I mean, I figured, it's not for me.
and ang maganda, because of that, you were able to put all your energy in the thing that you feel you're good at.
Yeah.
Here's my question now. Since hindi mo naisip na that's how it was like, what is it about you? And let's start from college, because 2 years of college and then, you know what, waste of time. This is not what I want to do. But then again, you tried accounting, which is, kasi sabi mo lang, I hate economics, pero nakakatawa, napunta ka sa accounting.
Right.
Diba? Did that for 6 years. It became your meal ticket and your resume to actually go to LA Models. Pero this transition, and the reason why I want to know is because there are people out there who have no game plan or think they don't have a game plan. How were you able to funnel that into all these ideas in your youth? Ngayon talagang laser focus na nandito na lahat, concentrated. What was the process like?
I think really getting to, being honest with yourself.
Oh my God.
You know, it's
narinig mo yun, JJ, ba't kami, yun ang pinakamaganda sinabi ni Francis talaga na para sa'yo yun. Exactly. Okay.
I think it's honesty, It's, at the end of the day, ikaw lang talaga may alam kung what you really want.
Or who you really are.
Who you really are, and I struggled with that for a long time, I struggled about, with my sexuality.
Uh-huh.
That was the main thing, and I overcame it, and I said, I'm gonna.
But F this, this is me.
This is who I am.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna follow the path of,
Right.
that's not my path.
Right.
And I'll be honest with myself.
And that was the first step, right?
That was the first step.
Uh-huh.
And I think, I don't want to say that it got easier from there, but it was a lot of struggle, but at least I had that mindset.
Kasi isipin mo kung dala-dala mo yun, that would have been a big chip on your shoulder.
Yeah. I tried to, you know what I mean? I tried to take this path that I was supposed to take.
Right.
Society tells me that this is who you are. This is what you're supposed to do. I said, no, that's not who I am. This is, and I think at that point, I said, well, I guess this is going to be my life. And you just have to fight to live the life that you want to live.
And then it starts with you respecting yourself.
Correct.
And everybody else will follow.
Yeah. So it came with, same with career, with my career, I said, that's not, the school's not for me right now, because I'm not getting anything out of it. I gave accounting and post-production,
Not for you either.
I gave it a try.
Uh-huh.
It wasn't for me, so I said.
Pero yun yan, di ba? Yung part na pag sinasabi mo, not for me.
Yeah.
Other people are scared to say that.
Right. But as you get older, it gets a little scarier.
Right.
I'm glad I took all those chances when I did.
And then,
figured it out.
Yes, because you know why?
Yeah.
Other people actually think, again, video game era and all that stuff. Sa video game, pag namatay ka, respawn ka, and then you come back again, di ba? Yun ang napapansin ko sa kabataan ngayon. They're very relaxed. Very, not timid, but they're not in a rush. Like, I had to push my 25-year-old son to learn how to drive when he was 18. And tayo, di ba, yung kabataan natin,
you were dying to
drive.
To drive.
Right? Hindi sila nagmamadali.
Yeah.
And I had to sit my son down and tell him, and I told him, anak, when you die, that's it. All the opportunities to drive cross country, to travel, lahat yan. There's no next life.
Right.
Well, not unless they prove it, but as far as I know, this is your life.
Correct. And that's what I had to keep remembering.
You had that.
Yeah.
That's why, you know what? Oh, time waster next.
Yeah.
But again, I hope people are listening to your story now, because it's an inspiring story. Dahil ang daming tao na sitting on the fence, pushing 50, thinking there's still time.
Yeah. Right.
Has your life been perfect?
No. No one's life is, but it's been a fun ride so far. There was one point when I was at LA Models, I think a few years into into booking, this is pre 2018, the economy tanking.
Yeah.
People were throwing money left and right.
Right.
Hollywood, parties at mansions, it was fun.
It was common thing for you na ano mga panahon.
Yeah, it's like you go to you go to the Emmys party, and you bring 15 models with you. You walk in, and it's just there's drinks flowing. There's the band, playing.
Right.
And I would pinch myself. I was like, wow, how did this Filipino kid from a little town in Caloocan, in 2005, get to this point? And I used to always think that to myself. I was like, wow,
Wow talaga.
I'm in Los Angeles doing this.
Yes.
It's pretty freaking cool.
Other people are aspiring or just being spectator. You were actually in it.
Yeah, I was in it. Those
Legitimately in it.
yeah, it was fun. It was a fun run. It's so different now. It's just a different industry.
Right.
I think with the advent of social media, we don't have that anymore. It's
Wait, when you say with the advent of social media, does that mean na dilute yung industry mo?
yeah. I think maybe it's because I'm older too. I don't know. Maybe I'm just
Nagiging pragmatic ka na or...
yeah, maybe, but I was also younger, I was really I was in it. I was just, in the thick of it. Every party, I'm there, the promoters were all, every Friday night, every Wednesday night pala, kasi Thursday night that's the night to go out. And
Okay.
Thursday night. So Wednesday night pa lang you telepono mo.
Sa tayo,
All the promoters. He's like, hey, bring your girls. Sabi ko,
Right.
and I was happy to to oblige. I'm like, let's go.
Correct.
But yeah, you can only keep that up
For so long.
for so
yeah.
long.
Oh, sige. When we come back, may tatanong ako kay Francis. Hindi ko tatanungin during the break para hindi niya alam. After this word from our sponsor. And we're back with Francis. Thank you for being here with us, by the way.
Thanks for having me.
Nakakatuwa
It's a
naman.
pleasure.
You having fun?
Yes, I'm having a great time.
By the way, Francis, itong bagong setup natin, ikaw ang bumibinyag nitong ating setup.
I was a guinea pig.
I
I
know.
was happy to help.
So now, you mentioned a while ago, you're in your 40s. So, what's next? Diba? You've done a lot. Is it safe to say that when you look back, parang, yep, did all of that, right? But what's ahead?
Yun nga is when I said that the modeling, am I done with it? And I think about management. Those are the things that's going through my head right now. That's what's brewing. It's like, what am I doing? I'm happy with what I'm doing, but
It's secured.
it's secured. I'm at the top of what I do.
Yeah.
In Los Angeles. What's next? Do I want to keep doing this? I'm with a great agency. I'm with a great team. We're at the top of, we're one of the top agencies in LA right now.
Right.
Bookings just come left and right. It's easy because we've put the time and energy.
Right.
And there's something to be said about that energy of this cumulative,
Galing, no?
sama-sama kayo eh. It's like
Yeah.
this is a team effort. From my colleagues to the models to the mother agencies that support. It's a whole network.
Yes.
It's fun to be in it. And I think
Wait, sorry to cut you short, but if you go into management, do you lose all of these network?
No.
Okay.
No, so that's what I'm saying. What part do I want to play in this now?
Yan.
It's like, do I want to keep being Francis here at the booking table at industry? Which is great.
Yeah.
I'm having a blast.
You're sleeping every night.
Yeah, I'm sleeping every night.
peacefully.
But at the same time, it's like, okay, well, I mean, do I do some kind of nonprofit that's kind of tied in with this, or I mean, I've been wanting to really help Filipinos break into the modeling. I mean, that's why I help with Jonas and Mama Hides, to help develop a lot of these. We have talented models and beauty pageant, queens from the Philippines. I'm like, let's bring them out here. Let's showcase them to the world. Let's place them in Europe, in other Asian countries, in Latin America, in New York. I mean, the Filipino look, that yung talagang yung morena, it's like that sells in the best runways around the world. So I'm trying to find that, because that's what I'm passionate about. It's like, it's fashion, and to also to showcase our culture, our people, so that's what I'm trying to figure out. It's like, to what capacity in the industry, do I see myself? So that's what I'm thinking about.
But that would be you going all out, fully invested in this industry once you become the manager of all these people. Because ngayon, not only are you handling the booking, informally, ikaw na nga ang manager ng 12 models mo, right?
Yeah.
Galing, no?
It's fun. I feel blessed, but it's a lot of work. I mean, it's my life. I mean, it's what I do.
Yeah.
My friends have become, my clients have become my friends. My colleagues have become my friends, my family.
Speaking of that, how about former models who are now domesticated? Do you get in touch with them?
Yeah, I mean, some of my best friends are former models.
And then now they're kids, tumatanda na, nagiging teenager na yung mga anak nila. Akin yung...
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of that, do you have second generation talents?
Yeah.
You already have second...
I mean, I don't rep them, but I see them, I mean, I see them booking the campaigns now.
Wow.
They're the kids that when I first started, they were just born. But they're the ones that are, in the ads now. It trips me out.
Wow. Parting words for our listeners and our viewers. I mean, if they... Here's my question, no? There are really people on the fence who don't know where they want to go and what they want to do. And sabi nga namin, if this podcast can help one person find their direction in life, we've done our job. Your story it's a very inspiring story. Being true to yourself, being true to what you want to do, being true with your life and with the people around you. Having said that, ano pwede mo i-share sa akin, kay Mike, kay JJ, tsaka sa mga nanonood?
God. We're all like the same age, right?
Yeah.
No, it's just, you guys are doing, this is great. I mean, I heard about you guys through Cliff.
Right.
And I was like, this is a great opportunity, I mean, it's kind of what I want to do.
Let's do.
It's like to really highlight different stories,
By the way, I mean, everybody knows because behind the camera, what did we give you? An open invitation to come here anytime you want to.
Yeah, and that's what I mean. That is the coolest thing, is that you guys have, it's like, this is what I'm trying to say is
Atin to.
Yeah, this is Atin. Yeah,
Atin
this is like, it's like it's an open house.
Yes.
It's an open house, and
Yes.
I think I love that.
Thank you.
And that's what I like to do with my house. I live in an apartment, but I'm always having, I like that. People in and out.
Right.
Sama-sama tayo.
Yeah.
Hindi mo siya kilala, pakilala ko sa'yo.
Yes.
You guys are doing the same exact thing, and
And your movement to showcase the Filipino and people like us and all that stuff, that's something we can get behind and support as well. And
awesome.
There might be someone watching the parang, oh my God, I should meet Francis and all that. And Nakakatuwa lang, Francis. Thank you for being here. Thank you for your
No,
patience.
thanks for having me.
Thank you
It's
talaga.
a pleasure.
Ladies and gentlemen, Francis Arden. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and don't forget to follow Francis on Instagram, on other social media platforms. We'll post that in the link in the description below. Twitter, Instagram. Do you have a Facebook account also?
Yes, but that's for my family.
Okay, so Twitter and Instagram.
sir.
Yan. Lalagay natin yan. So we'll be back. Don't forget to share this episode with your friends. And don't forget to give us a thumbs up and comment down below. Goodbye. Solid.